Hello everyone, this is Dr. 𝗶𝗵𝗺 and I'm your pediatric faculty. See, this class we are discussing about the pediatrics class. This is a class of 𝗘𝗵𝗵𝗺. I am Dr. 𝗶𝗵 and the topic of discussion for today is Gilbert syndrome. So in Gilbert syndrome, intentionally let's see this, intentionally I am telling you about this diagram earlier than teaching you anything else because this is diagram on which everything depends upon. So you must be knowing about your basics biochemistry and your physiology that in your blood there is unconjugated bilirubin which combines with albumin, and once it reaches the liver, this is liver, the albumin receptor let the unconjugated bilirubin come inside, and once this unconjugated bilirubin comes inside, this unconjugated bilirubin is going to get converted into UDP-glucuronosyltransferase enzyme. Now this UDP-glucuronosyltransferase enzyme is the enzyme which is responsible for converting the unconjugated bilirubin into a conjugated bilirubin, from a unconjugated bilirubin into a conjugated bilirubin. And if this UDP-glucuronosyltransferase is not functioning, remember, this conjugated bilirubin is not going to be formed, and that's why there will be an increase in amount of unconjugated bilirubin. So Gilbert syndrome is nothing but unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia, okay, with otherwise normal liver function. Why? Because there is an enzyme which is called as UDP-glucuronosyltransferase. Okay, this is UDP-glucuronosyltransferase. Let me just write UDP-glucuronosyltransferase. So people in the short form write it as UGT. Can you see? UGT. So there is a mutation in UGT-A1 promoter region. That means this mutation decreases the activity of bilirubin UGT enzyme and there will be impaired bilirubin conjugation. Although this entire thing of Gilbert syndrome is a autosomal recessive trait. It is more commonly seen in males. It is mostly asymptomatic, okay, but yeah, of course, some jaundice and icterus is going to be there, especially when the metabolism is high, like stress, exercise, fasting. Okay, in stress, exercise, fasting, what happens is that the glucose is going to get consumed very early. Okay, glucose is consumed very early, so what happens is now the fat is going to get broken, fat will be broken down and fat will be converted into glucose with the help of gluconeogenesis. With the help of what? With the help of gluconeogenesis. And now when it comes to fat consumption, of course, your absorption of fat is also going to increase, and because the absorption of fat is going to get increased, we need conjugated bilirubin, and in an attempt to make the conjugated bilirubin more, unconjugated is more formed. Can you understand that now this fat is going to be utilized to form the glucose? So now what is going to happen? There will be decreased amount of fat, and because there is decreased amount of fat, what we do, we require bile, more and more bile, to emulsify the coming fat. Okay, emulsify the coming fat, and because we need more bile, that is why more unconjugated bilirubin is taken, but what happens is that it can't be conjugated, so ultimately the unconjugated bilirubin is going to get increased in the body. Laboratory findings reveal that there is increase in unconjugated, but it is actually mild, like less than 3 mg per deciliter. So AST, ALP, everything is going to be normal. There is no hemolysis which is going to be there. Okay, so treatment, actually it's a very benign condition. Remember, Gilbert is, okay, I'll write it here. So Gilbert, R is important. Gilbert, first of all, it is a recessive disease, autosomal recessive disease, and also it is a very recessive thing also. No? There's nothing much to bother you. It's a benign condition as well. So there is increased risk of toxicity from the drug which is metabolized by glucuronidation. Okay, so for example, I give you an example of acetaminophen. Okay, if I just give you an example of acetaminophen. Okay, so acetaminophen is actually metabolized, is actually degraded with the help of what? With the help of conjugation. So if the conjugation enzyme is not working, the levels of acetaminophen is going to get increased, and this is something which we call as toxicity of the drug. So it is responsible for toxicity. Similarly,
irinotecan, and then 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is also going to be the same. But as I've told you, it's a benign condition. The prognosis is excellent. There is no significant negative health impact which is going to be there. So all the males, please take care of yourself because you might be suffering from Gilbert syndrome. So thank you so much. Okay, and God bless you. We'll meet in the next class.